For my final in-studio episode of Falcons Today, we're going to break down some of the trade rumors out there linking the Falcons to the Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey. But today, Friday, May 23rd, while I film this, is the last day that I am working at Chat Sports in a full-time role. I'm starting a new job in a different career field altogether, and when I go to my wedding and honeymoon and come back, I will actually help out Chat Sports in a part-time role by filming videos from my apartment until they can find a full-time host for about a month or so. But today is my last day. It kind of feels like at Chat Sports because when I come back, like I said, I'll just be filming some videos from my place. But let's talk about some of the Jalen Ramsey trade rumors out there because it feels only right that my last overall video, but last normal video, if you will, from the studio is a trade video. And there was no Kirk Cousins buzz out there. I tried. I looked. I'm kidding. But there was some genuine Jalen Ramsey chatter out there. The Dolphins recently had some comments come out that, yeah, they're looking to trade him, and it could be after June 1st. So NFL Network's Cameron Wolfe said, relationships are hard, and the relationship between the Dolphins and Ramsey has simply run out. Let's just talk about Jalen Ramsey for a moment, and then we'll bring the Falcons in on this conversation. I don't understand this. The relationship has run out. It just started. You gave him a 3-year extension, making him the highest paid cornerback in the National Football League less than 12 months ago. It'd be one thing if he had been there for 6 or 7 years. What do you mean it ran out? It hasn't started. This is almost as long as like Kim Kardashian's marriage to the guy on the Timberwolves. This is not a relationship has run its course. We're not even at the starting gates right now in this relationship. He hasn't even played a single year on this 3-year extension. So something's fishy here. That's why I'm calling so much attention to this. Is it an attitude issue? Is it an example of, hey, he's made a lot of money, and after this latest contract, he was showing up late to meetings. I don't know, right? He wasn't putting 100% effort in. He looked good to me on the field last year, so I struggle to believe that's the case. But for any team looking for Ramsey, they got to figure out why this relationship ran its course. Why is a team so eager and motivated to move on from a guy they gave a 3-year contract to in September? The answer to that question should play a major role in your decision to pursue him or not. Now, here's how Atlanta gets involved. Cameron also said, I'm told the Dolphins are aware of teams that Ramsey would be interested in. We've heard the LA Rams and their coaching and GM staff talk and rave about Jalen Ramsey. There's other places where he's had coaches he has loved to play for in the past, whether it be Raheem Morris in Atlanta or Ejiro Evero in Carolina. So now we have the Falcons involved with the connection between Morris and Ramsey. Raheem Morris was the DC in LA when Ramsey and the Rams won the Super Bowl, and you could argue that that 2021 season for Jalen was the best year of his NFL career under Raheem Morris. Now, we have to first start by looking at the boring schmoring money and logistical side of things here. Let's start talking money first. There is a lot of motivation for the Dolphins to trade Ramsey after June 1st. Look at the dead cap hit for 2025 pre-June 1 versus post-June 1. It drops down by $19 million. Where does that $19 million go? It goes over to 2026. Because whenever you release or trade a player after June 1st, you're allowed to spread that dead money out over 2 off seasons. So I don't think we're going to see any trade, any release, any movement whatsoever until after June 1. So we have a little bit of time until I think a decision is reached. Somewhat similar to like DeAndre Hopkins a few off seasons ago. Now, I know you're waiting for this, so I'll say it. Jalen Ramsey, you are not a Falcon. I don't think he is going to get traded to Atlanta. I don't think he gets released and then signed by Atlanta. I know that the connection between Raheem Morris and Ramsey is very, strong and evident. But I look at this Atlanta secondary right now, and I see a corner they signed a 3-year deal to in Mike Hughes. I see another corner they re-signed in D. Alford. I see a corner that they drafted, they're converting to nickel in Billy Bowman. I see a UDFA that they are raving about in Kobe Bryant. I see another corner that they signed in Mike Ford. They added not one, but 2 DBs in the draft. So while the corner room may not be perfect, there have been a lot of additions made to it. And if you add Jalen Ramsey, you kind of undermine some of those other additions. Why did you pay those guys if you were going to go after Ramsey? Well, sure, you didn't know Ramsey was available at that time, but you should probably see how your initial signings play out a little bit before you stuff them down the depth chart and they never get a chance to prove themselves. Now, I've also seen some people suggest, hey, given his, increasing age, maybe Ramsey is best suited to make the change from cornerback to safety. They drafted Xavier Watts. They signed Jordan Fuller. They already have Jesse Bates, of course. Do they want to make that big of an investment? I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying I don't see the spot for Ramsey. Pre-draft, pre-Billy Bowman, pre-Xavier Watts, all right, I can find a home for Ramsey on this depth chart. But I'm excited for both those rookies to get opportunities in year one, especially Watts. So if the idea is to move him to safety, you just gave up your 5th-round pick from next year to move up earlier in this year's draft to take Watts in round 3 to go, so we're not going to use you at all this year. We're going to burn 25% of your rookie contract because we want to kick the tires on Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's going to be a good player. I don't think it's a bad idea. It's not what I would do, though. My prediction is I think he goes back to the Rams. He had a great stretch there in LA under Sean McVay, and I think he's going to come home more or less to Los Angeles. So I like to see Jalen Ramsey in LA this upcoming season to fulfill the question that all Dolphins have right now, all Dolphins fans have right now. Where the heck is Jalen Ramsey going to play in 2025? And by the way, note that I don't say trade to the Rams. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams go, well, we're not going to trade for him. We'll wait for you to release him. And the Dolphins have really left themselves no options right now other than a trade or a release. And when a team lets that be public, a lot of times other teams will wait for the release. So let me ask you this question. Would you trade for Jalen Ramsey? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section below. I'm going to say no right now. You've given up your 1st for next year, your 5th for next year. I'd like to keep some picks for the future. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the video, but Reed did put together an awesome montage of some of the best moments over the last few years hosting this channel. But I just want to say right now, thank you guys. We did not have the smoothest start as a host-viewer relationship, but I only took that as things I need to work on to be better. And I hope that as I leave this channel soon and I hand it off to someone else, that 1, you'll give that person a shot, but 2, we can be proud of, I won't say everything we accomplished over the last couple of years, because there's not a lot to be proud about. This team was losing more than they were winning, but we can be, fulfilled with a lot of the fun times. And I know that might sound a bit cliche or cheesy, but this job was awesome. And I'm starting a new job, not because I didn't like this job, but I'll have a lot of fond memories over the last few years here. And I want to thank you guys for all of your support of the channel. So with that, let's look back at some of my best moments on this channel. I have never said this before about a coach or player and have been wrong. I'm batting 1,000 about this, all the way back to the coaching search. So I don't see a way this comes back to bite me in the ass again. But I still think Justin Fields, all jokes aside, will be an Atlanta Falcon. Kirk Cousins is a Falcon, and pardon my French, but holy shitballs. But let me just say it right now, and I've been saying it for a couple of days and almost 2 weeks at this point. Bill Belichick is such a Falcon. Well, I did not have Raheem the Dream Morris coming to the Falcons as their next head coach. Dallas Turner is a Falcon. I will put it in stone right now. Rosetta Stone, move over. We have a new piece of history. The Atlanta Falcons make the first big surprise and splash of the draft. They go quarterback Michael Penix from Washington with pick number 8. My favorite thing about all those horrible, opinions and poorly aging takes is that I'm not ashamed of any of that because I'd rather throw an opinion out there and be wrong than just forever live in the shadows, afraid to make a strong opinion or take on something. So I know I get clowned a lot for it, and I look at it as like twisted and as backwards as it might sound, as almost like a badge of honor of like, you know what? I'd rather be remembered than forgotten. And if I'm remembered for saying blank is a Falcon one too many times and it not being the case, so be it. But I hope that you guys can look back at the last couple of years of this channel with fun memories of, sure, some of the highs and the lows of this team, but also, the work that Reed and I put in to make sure you guys always got as much content and as quality of content as possible. And that's something that I'm going to cherish, when I look back at my time here. So it's not goodbye just yet. It's see you later for a few weeks, and then I'll come back and film some videos for my kitchen for a month until they find a new full-time host. But let's pick a name from the wheel for one last time. Who's in there? I'm in there. It's not me. Oh, probably the most dedicated and consistent viewer, Archangel. Everyone, 2 claps for Archangel. 1, 2. I'll see everyone some point down the road. Rise up.